fuck it. Let's just dive in. So I'm going to tell you what happened with me beating the game, because we're pretty much there.
Okay.
So it was... Here, let me just make sure I didn't rip out my headphones. Okay. So it was this past Friday that I actually beat the game.
Uh-huh.
It was at night, and it started off reasonably well, actually. I was primed and ready to defeat Sephiroth after studying strategies from YouTube, as well as just kind of correcting my own mistakes. And so, first things first, as far as I know, if you die to Sephiroth in the first phase, you have to start at the beginning leading up to fighting him. And what I mean by this is there's this portal that you go through towards the end of the game that kind of is basically the end game. Like, once you go through that portal, there's no turning back. Like, they actually give you an option where it says, like, are you sure you want to go through the portal or not? But if you don't go through, you actually still have an option to go and rest at a bench and use a vending machine, which is pretty cool. So you can stock up on your potions and your Phoenix Downs and all that kind of stuff. So needless to say, there's this portal you go through where you have to fight many phases of Whispers. And Whispers are these bosses that you basically fight before Sephiroth. And I hated them. Once those segments have been completed, you move on to Sephiroth. If you die at any point while fighting the Whispers, you have to start all over again at the portal. To me, it was infuriating, but whatever. It's just kind of how a lot of games are. I get it. Like, when you go through one of those things, they warned you, like, hey, there's no turning back. So the problem with it is you're fighting a large amount of these Whispers in many different phases, and then there's like this Whisper Behemoth or something like that. I can't remember the exact name. Then you fight like the final Whisper, and it just seems to never end. I died a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I died a lot. And if I remember correctly, it was my second or third attempt where I got to the final phase of the fight with Sephiroth. Needless to say, I died. Okay, no problem. I know the mistake I made. Now, when you die in this game to an enemy or a boss, you have the option to retry from the last battle or from the previous battle.
Okay.
Now, out of frustration from dying and a sense of urgency to try again, I made a terrible mistake.
Oh, no.
If you don't already see where this is going,
oh, no.
I chose retry from previous battle. And when I did that, I was like, oh no, Will. I was like, what did you do, you dumb fuck? And you were so close, because I'm pretty sure that, like, when you get to a certain phase with Sephiroth, you don't go back to the beginning. You actually go back to the beginning of fighting him, which is what I wanted to do. And instead, I fucked up and I had to fight the Whispers all over again, which takes at least 20 minutes or so. And it's a horrible battle. Like, I hate doing it. So I was pissed. I nearly shut the whole thing off, and I was like, no, I've come this far. I'm not doing this. So I proceed to do so. I proceed to fight them again, and I completed all of the phases of the Whispers, and I thought, let me pause here, take a breather, and plug my MacBook in as the battery is low. Now, I want to cry just having to think about what happens while trying to carry out this simple task. Now, behind our couch, there's a power strip.
Yep.
Oh
no!
Yeah, it's a dark setting, as I had all the lights off. I grabbed the power strip, and since it's dark, I'm fumbling it like a hot potato, and I'm draped over the couch, just reliving the agony of trying to plug in a USB cord in the right way. And I hit the power switch accidentally on the strip and turn off the PS4, TV, PlayStation 3, and the entire rest of my life.
I'm like, now, I wish you could see me cringing right now.
Yeah. And it was one of those moments where I was like, oh my fucking God, I really just turned off everything.